Let's see what kind of trouble I'm in. YouTube. Okay, it shows it's live, but there's no me yet.
So my wife got me this weird new
Of
toy,
course, there's an ad.
and at first I thought it looked kind of crazy.
Okay, it's live. Wow, okay. Because look, I can see myself. That's awesome. Okay, let's see if anyone's at. Okay, there's 4 people watching. I have it on a 30-second delay. That way, things will kind of flow in. All right, hey everyone, welcome to my garage. I'm just letting things kind of populate and see what happens. Oh, mine says slow mode. Okay, sends message every 1 minute. Oh, it says is there a way to turn it? Does it look like there's a way to turn it off? I have a friend of mine who's here helping with production. Okay, well then I guess we'll just go with that. So in about a minute, things will start populating the stream. But hey, welcome to my garage. Thanks for coming out and spending some time with me. I appreciate it. I know I haven't done one of these in a very long time. I think the last one may have even been McCacken 2021. I think I did one maybe. I did one on my cell phone here over the summer when I was working on either that car or the blue one outside. So, oh man, what a year it's been. I mean, coming into fall. I mean, it's fall right now. Things are really starting to go for McCacken. I mean, I've been busy as all heck with that, which I'll talk about more in the future. Audio seems low. Okay, hold on. All right. Does it still say audio stays? Oh. Okay, hold on. Is this? Is this in? Is this in the screen now?
Yes.
It is in screen. Okay. How about now?
Still on the screen.
Still in the screen. Okay. How about now?
Out of the screen.
Okay. Well, let's see if that's any better. Can you guys hear me now? I'll also talk up a little bit. Hopefully that goes a little bit better because I want you guys to be able to hear me because I know I have bad hearing. I don't want you guys to have bad hearing either. It doesn't help that I'm in a garage that has absolutely no insulation. It's down to, it says it's better. Okay, cool. All right, here we are. It's October of 2022. I actually made little cards so I remember what the heck I'm doing. And as of September 20th, 2021, I started this channel posting every Monday except for 2. Twice in 1 year, a little over a year now, I screwed up and things didn't get posted on the right day and everything went fine. But it's just funny the way that it all turned out. I mean, I started 2021 with only about 20,000 followers, and now we are a little over, we're at 44,192 as of today, which is October 24th, 2022. So, double the viewers. I'm very happy to hear that. I mean, I see a lot of other people doing a lot less, and I thank you guys for following along on this little adventure. There's been a little in the past year. I've been showing you a little bit of stuff that's been in my archives, and I try to sprinkle it in with new adventures from this year. All the adventures for the last 2 months have been either from Todd's Farm, which was earlier in the spring, or the Super Bee adventure, which just aired today. You can go see it. That I filmed, I think, just over a month ago. And I heard from Scott that he was really appreciative of the video. It definitely was cool to see. I mean, I've been following that car for over a decade. And how crazy is it? It's on a single post freaking hydraulic lift, and it's been up there for 10 years. I thought those seals go bad after a while. Um, I know I've seen one fall once because the pressure drop, but not that one. And then I didn't do a video on the 69 Daytona that, has been going around the internet because I've done one already, and we didn't really need another. But hopefully here, probably soon, I think I'm going to get them a car cover to protect the Daytona, or one of those, not car capsule, one of those carports. So that should be really exciting. They said that they'd be appreciative. Oh, my friend says there's a question.
Didn't you show that blue Chevelle in Old Hickory, Tennessee?
Blue Chevelle in Old Hickory, Tennessee.
Yes.
I don't remember a blue Chevelle in Old Hickory, Tennessee. Or, not offhand. Blue Chevelle. I'll think about it, but I haven't gotten out there in a long time. Well, I'll think about it. It could be. I've been out to North Carolina and Tennessee a few times. Well, as you know, Power Tour ended in Georgia this past year, so I spent a few days in Tennessee. I know there was a Chevelle or an El Camino in Tennessee, and then I remember there's a whole bunch of videos that are coming out here in the near future that are going to be really interesting. It's a junkyard, salvage yard that's outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, that's going to be quite incredible. The guy has 3,000 Honda motorcycles in the forest. I mean, I think I did one video. You can see literally for almost a mile, nothing but Honda motorcycles, from three-wheel scooters to the Cubs and everything in between. He's got a few really cool cars. He's got AMC, AMX from like '74. He had a few Camaros. So that one will probably be coming out, I think, if the timing's right, in December of this year is when I'll release. It's a 4-video series, which I think I've only teased a little bit of it about. So that should be good. And then, so other things that have grown. Wow, my Facebook channel or page, for the longest time, I even talked with Freiberger about it. He even commented on it. Facebook for the longest time was dead. I was at like 90,000 followers for, I can say, 3 or 4 years, right in that ballpark. And this year, I've gained another 20,000 followers just out of the blue. I mean, I've posted some really cool stuff, but man, I don't know what's been going on, but there's been a major shift. As of right now, my Facebook page has 104,900 followers. And so that's just over 20,000 from where I was about a year ago, which was great, or a little under 20,000, which is still quite incredible. And even this, for some reason, this month is insane. I looked at the stats, and I'm up 1,000% over last month, which I know in August was a really good month with me going to the Dodge events. But yeah, that's been mind-blowing, especially when you look at the other side of the coin. On Instagram, I hit 155,000 followers, and that has, I mean, if anyone's been following Instagram for the last about 6 months, they've had a really rocky few months. I follow because I work with social media. Instagram has just been doing a lot of bad stuff, and they backpedaled on stuff, and it's kind of stabilized, and things are kind of back to where they were. But I know I was on a really nice trajectory up until about November of last year. And then you can just see engagement drop like a rock because they started pushing all the reels and going away from pictures, which is still the case. And I know my reels have been doing very well on Instagram. I think the one from the Daytona has 100,000 views, and I know the Hearst Olds and Super B video has a little over 60,000 views. So that's definitely been interesting to watch that kind of development, especially so quickly the reason this is all happening is because TikTok. And it's funny because, what happened?
People are just saying to turn the slow mode off, but I can't figure out how you do that because it's on.
Okay, I'm gonna go, let me see if there's an option to turn off slow mode. Hold on.
I can't find anything.
sorry about that. Alright, slow mode should be off. I watched a whole bunch of videos to see what was going on, and they recommended slow mode as a way to, that way you could read what was going on and take notes. But obviously, with only 30 people watching right now, it's not that important. But back to the main point of this little shindig, or this little, the reason Instagram is changing so much is because of TikTok. And I thought of TikTok as a joke. I thought it was just for dances and, girls lip syncing and everything. And it's actually fine. I was waiting for my friend over here for dinner one night, and I got there early because I'm an early bird. And so I have all these videos in my archives from Instagram stories. So I threw one quickly up. I'm like, oh, I read a quick article on how to post a TikTok. You do a one-sentence description and a whole bunch of hashtags. So I did that. And the first video hit like 500,000 views. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, let me try it again. Did the next one. I think I hit 1 million views. And I'm like, well, okay, let's keep this thing rolling. I mean, I know some people who have been into TikTok for a lot longer, and they get like 100, 200, 500 views. I mean, this is blowing them all out of the water, and things have, I mean, they've definitely gone up and down, but as of right now, I mean, I started on November 26th, 2021, and I have just about 60,000 followers on TikTok. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. And this was, I think, yesterday that I wrote this down. It could even be more because I posted a video. But, I mean, there's a lot of good information on TikTok, but we're here on YouTube. So that's why I wanted to touch base on so that's the past. That's where things are. I did the video, the Todd's collection. Those cars, we will have a list here shortly on the cars that will be up for sale. Todd just dug the 69 RS Camaro from, I think, the second or third video, the silver one. That one did get sold, and it is going, I think, to like Portland or something crazy. So it should be pretty cool. Okay, we got a question.
Have you ever heard of the Chiefs football team? They had a car back in the day that was a CUDA, I think, and it was a sign on the rooftop, but it was signed on the rooftop by all the football players, and it went missing.
I don't know that one, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there was a lot of really cool stuff like that. There was the St. Louis Blues CUDAs. Those were made by a local dealership. But no, I don't know of a Chiefs like giveaway car or something like that. Could be another mystery car, like there's a Coca-Cola Charger that's missing in the world right now. If you saw one of my really early videos before I started really rocking and rolling, I did the one of two known Bengal Chargers. They were painted Bengal orange as an association with the Bengals team. And me and my infinite wisdom, I posted the video a week after the Super Bowl. Not during or before, the week after. That shows you how in touch with sports I am. That I was completely blew a perfect, I mean, it's like, when's the next time they're going, I mean, they may go to the Super Bowl 100 times, but what are the odds, I missed it completely. But yeah, so that was the past. I want to talk about what's going on right now. Right now, I am in full production on the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, which is happening November 20th or 19th and 20th at the the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. It's the best muscle car show you'll ever see. I mean, you've seen the pictures I've posted through the years. It's absolutely phenomenal. The quality is bar none the best. The barn finds, my section that I personally run, I mean, I help organize the entire show and I help put on stuff, but my, personal section, the barn find display, we're full, and we've been full for weeks. We have a waiting list of cars, and the stuff that's coming is absolutely mind-boggling. For bookends, so up in the front, if you've been following along with the McEachen website, we're going to have the missing KK Hemi CUDA convertible. Now that's basically a quadruple black car. It's a black car, black interior, black top with black bumpers. We're going to have the hardtop version of that. Hemi, 4-speed, quadruple black. It's going to be in barn finds because that's the same one that I helped dig out. I didn't dig it out, but I documented it in the barn in Arkansas, and I'll have an updated video here probably either in December or next year on that car because it went from Arkansas to Southwest Missouri, and where the guy Billy bought it, took it there, and my friend Tom bought it from him. So I got them in touch with each other, and he brought it to St. Louis, and now he's bringing it to McCacken. So it's good. Actually, I think about half the cars this year at the Barn Find display are ones that I personally have uncovered. So that's going to be really cool to see. My friend Jesse's bringing the Hemi Challenger from that same adventure. Oh, that's right. I saw the Super Bee, a '69 Dodge Super Bee, Mr. Norm's car. That's going to be at the McCacken Barn Find display. And the red carpet area, you know, if you've seen the show, you walk in, there's going to be the Hemi Cuda on one side, Hallucination, that was the carbon fiber 68 Charger owned by Ralph Gilles from Dodge, that's going to be on the left. And then behind it's going to be rows of Daytonas and Superbirds. And of course, only the best of the best. We just finished the preliminary maps for the show, and we're moving on to everything else right now. So it's going to be really exciting. Little under a month, and it's a little shocking. I mean, it feels like it just ended last week. Actually, it's the same week as that young lady's birthday, ironically enough. So, yeah, so we'll be celebrating her birthday, and I'll be not sleeping anytime after that because I think I get there Tuesday night. I don't leave till Monday morning. But trust me, it's absolutely worth it. I'll be posting pictures, video, reels. I'll be posting everywhere, and I'll do it like I did last year. I'll do a live stream walk around of the Barn Find display, and that's the last. I think that's probably the last one or second to last one. It will be in the playlist for live streams. I'll put it in when I get done here. But that's what's going on immediately, and then I'm trying to think. Right after that, I'm going to sleep for a week because no sleep doesn't make me a very happy boy. Then I'm going to be going to St. Louis for another grand adventure. And if anyone's been watching the Mopar World, there was a really scuzzy video of the world's largest Mopar collection. And let's just say that wasn't taken with permission by the owners. So I'll be going there probably early December and getting the truth of the matter. That actual videos probably won't come out until the beginning of next year, but it should be pretty good, to say the least. I mean, actually, there's one spoiler that I'll be coming out in just a few minutes, but there was something there that isn't there anymore, but I got videos of it, and that's going to be part of a upcoming little adventure. But so that's McCacken's what's coming up right now, and we're in full production on that. Now the future. In November, every week, I'm doing what they call Subvember. I'm going to be doing a special video every Monday. Every video is going to be some insane barn find. I'll tell you right now I have a purple Hemi Cuda that's sitting in a guy's backyard. That's going to be one of the videos. I have 3 '69 Daytonas in a garage, which is going back to the Missouri guy who was on that same adventure that I saw them. I know I've teased the picture of the Daytona. It's actually the one Daytona is the car that's in the intro for my YouTube videos for this year, is that Daytona. But you can't see it, but there's a Daytona behind it and another Daytona kitty corner to it as well. And my video goes through them all with the owner Tom, which was really, really cool. And so that will be one of the videos in November. We also have a 70 Chevelle SS 454 LS5 convertible video that I know the owner's been waiting on me to release it. That will be coming out here in November. And I have a fourth video. It's tossed up between two. I'm not quite sure. I'll leave that till the last because that's going to be a real surprise. It might be a Ford video. So I'm trying to do one of each. I'm trying to do a Chevy, a Ford, maybe one or two Mopars, and then we'll see the last one. But that's going to be in November. I'm also going to be releasing shorts and other videos during that month. So I'm thinking on the regular Monday schedule will be the big video, and then I'll have shorts on Friday. and maybe small little live streams. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how this one goes. So that's going to be the immediate future. Even during McCacken, I'm going to be releasing a video on that Monday. That way you guys can, you won't miss anything. Sounds. You have a question?
Not necessarily a question, but someone said that they had found a black Hemi '69 Charger 500 in a garage in the early 2000s. He's like, wonder if it's still there. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I know stuff that's been sitting for over a decade. I'd go and ask personally, because what does it hurt? You know, people always ask me, how do I find what I find? And I'm like, I just talk to people. I have no dignity or self-respect, so I talk to anyone. I mean, I'm like a big teddy bear. I mean, they're like, whatever. But in truth, just go talk to them. As long as you're not trying to steal the car out from under them. Usually people are really cool to, you know, talk to and share what they've got. And if he talked to you back in the 90s about this Hemi or this Charger 500, go knock on the door. You know, doesn't hurt to ask. Because I've been surprised more than once by going and following up on old leads and stuff still exists. I mean, my very first barn find lead, that 71 CUDA, that, you can't see it, there's a grill back there from that car. My very first barn find that I found, and the car that literally got me into all this, I got the grill out of it because it came back around, it was in the same shop, and I was able to buy the original grill out of it. And it still, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. It's like, what are the odds? So I would definitely follow up on that 500 because there's stuff everywhere. Just everywhere. Someone had, oh, you're looking at something. But, all right, I'll finish these two. These will be last. But I did have people all week. I've been sending on Instagram about people asking me questions. I've got a few pages of them. And for some reason, the Facebook ones, they disappear. Like, even if people ask me questions on Facebook stories, I try to get back to them. You can't get to them anymore. So I apologize. If you sent me a question through the Facebook Stories app, I can't get to it for some reason.
Are barn finds getting harder to find?
No. No, I mean, they're definitely fewer because of, obviously, I heard just yesterday, unfortunately, a guy in Michigan, the township's, you know, coming down on a friend of his, and they're going to be, the township wants to crush out the cars that are at the property if he doesn't move them or put up a fence or something like that. So they're definitely, I mean, hunt now, but, you know, they made like 1 million, I think it's 6, 7 Impalas. So there's always going to be stuff out there. It might not be as plentiful. I mean, I've seen my fair share of junkyards crush out and cars disappear. If you guys remember that 70 Cougar Eliminator 428 4-speed car, I haven't released the video, but I posted some pictures a while back. I guess someone got a hold of the owner finally and was able to get that car. And that car had legitimately sunk into the ground for 40 years, and he just didn't care about it. So definitely go now, if you can, and find stuff. Follow up on leads, because you don't know if I mean, a lot of children aren't interested in these old cars, and if they don't know that the car is valuable, then it may very well get crushed. I mean, so go now. No more?
Just some people letting me know what kind of cars they're driving. Do you
Ooh.
wanna know about them?
Yeah, what kind of cars they got?
Tom Miller has a 21 Challenger. Okay, excuse me, I don't know what I'm reading. 21 Challenger SP/WB 392 8A Granite. I mean, met with plus package, black interior, Harman car. I can't read this.
It's okay.
Sorry. 304 SS Magnaflow X-Mod Health Cap Lower Airbox, 25.5 miles per gallon at 70 miles per hour.
Wow. You know, it's funny. I can honestly tell you, like, one of the cards is about my 2009 Challenger, which is just outside. It has 252,000 miles on it. So that Challenger, as long as you keep it in good shape and keep it, you know, maintained, that thing will be going for a very, very long time. And I do have a full video. That's what this card's about. There's a full video that'll be coming out probably next week on my Challenger, because with 252,000 miles, it's gone on a lot of adventures.
And somebody else has a 87 Dodge Power Ram 50.
Ooh.
Sport package, blue on blue, no rust, everything works.
You don't see many Dodge 50s anymore, Dodge Ram 50s. They were the precursor, basically. I know they were kind of there for a while, but they were the small Dodge Ram trucks, and they were neat. I think they were Mitsubishis originally, so that's kind of cool, though. But I had a Ram Charger. Actually, I got some parts to it around here somewhere. She remembers my Ram Charger all too well. We had we had a heck of a few adventures on it. Off-roading, New Year's Eve. Oh man, everyone, watch your head, dink. It was a cop car, so it had a roll bar, and every time I tell people, duck your head when you get in. Nope, dink. Finally had to put up foam so people would stop denting it. Oh god, I missed that truck. If you have a 92 or 93 Ram Charger, let me know. But here's the questions that I got through Instagram stories that definitely were pretty fun. Do I have any future plans or goals? Yes, do more. I have, if you've seen some of my older, I did a post a year ago, I haven't done one recently, but I have a travel map of all my different finds and stories and that I've been able to correlate. I think 10,000 barn find leads, and I want to go see as many as possible. I mean, my end result is I would love to buy an old RV. My dream is to build a Dodge Travco motorhome and then trailer the Challenger and just drive around looking at cool stuff. Sorry. Oh man, I hope that doesn't hit the filter. So that would be my eventual plan or goal. Right now, for 2023, I have a bunch of stuff that I want to see. A lot of videos that are still in my archives, and I'd really like to get this thing back on the road. It runs, it drives, sorta. But my eventual plan for this car is my Challenger, like I said, 252,000 miles. Things will start going wrong on it eventually. Electronics just don't last for 500,000 miles like they used to. So I'd like to make my green car, this 71, as reliable as the blue car and drive this instead of that. And it has Holley Sniper fuel injection on it. It's got the full setup, the EFI throttle body. It's got the distributor. It's got the coil. So that means the engine is actually the timing is controlled by the EFI. So I'm really excited about that. What else? It's got new interior going in. It's got the gauges. All the wiring was done by Knoll Automotive in Iowa. Check him out, Keith Knoll. He's on Instagram. He's on TikTok. Mopar Keith is his name. They do amazing work. The guy who did the wiring still blows my mind of what they can do, because this car had legitimately been on fire at one point, and because of my father, which we won't get into here, but it's running and driving now. Just I got to finish the rest. But so that's the future goals. Have I ever found any old Bonneville racers? Yes. In a video that will be coming out hopefully next year, I was able to document a Corvette Bonneville racer. It's like it was a 54 with a inline 6. It's red. I've never posted a picture of it because it was a very complicated place to shoot, but I did document that car. I've never seen a belly. I mean, I've seen them, but I've never found like in a barn an old belly racer or anything like that. Someone was asking if the 69 Daytona that I've been posting the pictures of in video has been rescued. It has not. It is still sitting there because it was there as of 2 weeks ago. Like I said, I plan on possibly buying a carport for it to cover it up, and we'll see about that. That's someone has a question.
What engine and transmission do you have the Challenger behind you? Has Holley EFI? That's cool.
Yeah, this Challenger has a 1970. It's not an original RT, even though it's got the RT stuff. It has a 3.3 Mopar big block with a 727 automatic transmission, and Keith and the guys think it's a sure grip rear end. We know that much. We think it's a 373 sure grip rear end, which is a little high for what I want. So I think I'm going to look for maybe a 321 or even a 292 or a 276 rear end. But that's down the line. Right now, I need to get the car on the road before I start figuring out how, figure it out. But yeah, so, but I do have, oh, you can't really see it, but back there I got my dad's Hemi Cuda engine and transmission, but that's buried right now, but it might not be for long. I'll find out more on Wednesday. Little foreshadowing there. All right, rarest barn find Ford I've ever discovered in my travels. See, that's a hard one. If you want to do like by production numbers, um, I found a 1970 Boss 429, and I haven't released any pictures. It's in a boat shed in Wisconsin, and it's been there since at least I think the owner said the 80s or 90s. It's a weird situation. That's why I can't show the pictures or video right now. But that's probably the rarest by numbers. I did also shoot a 1969, I think it is, Fairlane Torino Cobra drag car that had like 50 miles on it. And that might be one of the videos that will be coming out in September, because the car has been sitting in this garage in Pennsylvania for, I think, 40, 50 years. It was drag raced, and it's a really funny story. It's in the video, but that's probably the rarest by like mileage. I found a whole bunch of Shelbys. I mean, you guys have seen some of the Shelby stuff that I found on here. There's another Shelby video I can't release quite yet. Original owner, low mile 67 Shelby GT500. That's just been sitting in North Carolina. That one's going to be a good video when I can release it. But yeah, so that's been fun. I love Fords. I wish I found more of them. Ooh, the 71 Boss 351, the yellow one, that did really well like 3-4 months ago on YouTube. Legitimate, sitting in a tractor shed on an old farm trailer. It's coming to McCacken Barn Finds. The guy did submit it, and it will be there. I'm so excited to see that car again. That will be a really nice follow-up. So that will be cool. Do I have any favorite cars? Ooh. I don't have, depends on the car. Depends on the make. I love Shelby, 67, 68 Shelbys. I love, Daytonas, Hemi Cudas. I really can't pick. I really love all cool muscle cars. As long as it's a cool car, I really do. Like I said, I love my Mopars, but I've had everything. I've driven everything, and they're all amazing. So I really can't pick one favorite. I will say if I had like one car I could drive all the time and go have fun, would probably be my Ram Charger. 93 Ram Charger, 360 Magnum, or drop a new Hemi in it. That'd be the ticket. Someone asked if I'd found any 71 Sport Fury GTs. Yes, I have. The first one I found was in Steven's Performance. Ironically enough, Steve Megiante of Junkyard Gold, and now he has his own YouTube channel. We both covered the same car. I covered it before him, but it's really, really cool. It's a legitimate 71 Sport Fury GT sitting in there, and it's an active junkyard, like Steven's Performance. If you need parts for it, they'll pull whatever they want. I think they even they had S23 in there. A lot of cool stuff. And then I saw another one in Michigan, but it was bad. It was in a junkyard, and it was just rod. You could see the stripe. I have a picture of, because in 71 it's a strobe stripe. You can see this GT strobe stripe, and that was it. Ooh, my friend does have a Citron Yellow 71 Sport Fury GT. Citron Yellow, which is that real light yellow, white stripe, white interior, white vinyl top, and it's sitting in his garage for 30 years. I hope to see it. Like, he won't even want me to take pictures of it, but it exists. Do we have a question? Yeah.
Question about something else about the Challenger.
Okay, yeah. What's up?
Again, I don't know what I'm reading. Gear vendors or home overdrive would be a nice upgrade behind the 727 Trans in the Challenger. That combined with the existing 2.7 rear gear would work, because it has a Dana 60, the OE 3.5 gear.
Yeah. No, again, the gentleman who brought that up, yeah, a gear vendors would be phenomenal. But for my car alone, I think it's like $3,000. And even I know the guys at Gear Vendors. I've talked to them because of Drag Week and all that. In the long run, for getting the car drivable, it'll be cheaper to do the rear end or the center section swap, because like I said, 321 or a 2, let's say 73, whatever it is, would probably be under $1,000. So we'll see. Like I said, right now I'd like to get it on the road, then work out the quirks, because I've never driven this car more than 5 miles, and I've owned it 20 years. So don't laugh at me. It's a running joke in my family. My niece is going to be driving in this car. I will never have left the garage. That's why I spend all the money to get it going. But, all right. Am I able to hold my temper when people say they have no plans for a car just to let it rot away? You know, it really, very few people actually say they're just going to let it rot just to let it rot's sake. Usually, my mom is also watching the live stream. Yes, Mom, it is getting harder to find barn finds, but not that hard if you look hard enough. But very few people actually plan to let the car rot away. It does happen in a few cases, but at least the car exists, and you know, whatever will happen next will happen. I know cars, like right now, literally yesterday, I posted a picture of that Pontiac Safari wagon that had been sitting in Reedsburg Auto Salvage for decades, and it would have been crushed anywhere else because it was junk when they got it, and they were going to cut it up to restore the Nomad that they had there, and instead now someone bought it because it's online, and they unfortunately are going to part it out because it's extremely rough, but all those parts still exist and they'll go to good homes. And that is usually my thought process is, even if the car, as long as it's not crushed, it still exists. And they saved it for someone in the future to do either something with the car or with the parts. So, yeah, it sucks, but at least it exists at that moment, even if they're letting it rot away. In my opinion, what is the most underrated car and the most overrated one? You know what's funny? The most underrated car? Ford Taurus SHO. I had a first-gen Taurus wagon, and those SHOs with the Yamaha engines were freaking rocket ships. Especially the first generation ones. I hear they're going up in price. Most overrated ones, personally, I think it's Fox Body Mustangs. I mean, I know you can do anything with them, but they're like potato chips. They're just everywhere. I mean, I know a friend of mine that had like 7 of them. I mean, they're cool. I can't fit in them. I almost owned an 86 GT 5.0 HO 5-speed, but I had to pass on it. But, I mean, but there's also a lot of overrated cars that are going for crazy money. Like even Hemi Cudas. I love Hemi Cudas, but wow, are their prices insane. I mean, thank God I got the engine and transmission from my dad, and basically got willed to me. Okay, what's my top 3 favorite cars? I kind of did touch on this in the last one. Probably, you know, like 69 Daytona, 68, 67 Shelby, GT500, and then 70 Chevelle SS. My friend's, one of the guys that helped me get into muscle cars, Gordy, he had a 70 SS convertible, and man, that car was one of the ones that sunk into my brain. Never forget that car. Oh, my friend had a 66 GTO triple black convertible. We used that in Heather and Ben's wedding. He actually came out, brought it out, and my friend took pictures in that car. I'm sorry, it was a red interior. Black car, red interior. That was, yeah, someone has a question.
Yeah, how often do you come across a 1970 Buick GS 455?
I've actually come across a bunch of them, especially in the last 2 years. Just to reiterate the question, someone asked if I come across any 70 Buick GSs. And if you watch the videos, I came across that 71 Stage 1 in Todd's yard just, a few weeks ago. And it's a legitimate 71 4-speed Buick GS Stage 1 sitting in his yard. And it's for sale. I think he wants $2,000 for it because it's rough. It doesn't have the original Stage 1 engine, but it's got the original... man, I am a busy person this evening. I should put it on silent. So they are out there. I found a 72 Buick GS Stage 1 just sitting in Indiana randomly. I mean, they are surprisingly everywhere. We're actually having a Buick GS display at McCacken this year, which should be pretty good. Question or no? Okay, have I ever found any cars that had 0 miles on them? And yes and no. I mean, for an actual production car, a friend of mine has one that has 7 miles on it. And those 7 miles were driven before it shipped from the car. So it was literally like, it's a 77 Aspen kit car. The maroon one. It was at Holly Mopar this year. It has 7.2 miles. It was driven 7 miles from like the production line to the storage lot, from the storage lot to the train, yada yada yada. But when it got delivered to the dealership in outside of St. Louis, it was taken from the car carrier, literally unloaded into his trailer, and taken to his house. And it's been sitting in like above. At first, I found it. It was in that converted tractor trailer with the Daytona and the Hemi Cuda. But I saw it, like I said, I haven't seen it in a while outside of there. But he brought it to Mopar in 7.2 miles. And then there's a few cars, like I've been to auto shops that had like, damaged factory cars that had like, half a mile because they were dropped off and they're not allowed to like be driven on the road. So I've seen a few like that, but nothing super rare. Well, okay. Am I planning on keeping the Challenger, my blue one, for good? Am I going to try to hit 300,000 miles? Yeah, probably. I mean, my name is on the build sheet for that car. I special ordered it. I sold my Ram Charger. I sold off a whole bunch of other cars to get that Challenger. So I plan on driving that car until the wheels fall off. And the wheels have actually legitimately fallen off my minivan before. But, I'm going to drive that car until I have a lifetime powertrain warranty on that. So that car is I'm going to take that as long as it's drivable. I plan on kind of, switching between the two. But, yeah, why not? I plan on keeping that car forever.
What's the story on your Hemi engine and trans your dad gave you? Was the car wrecked?
No. Let's see if I can... You can kind of see some of it over there in the corner. But my dad in 1970 bought new at a Plymouth dealership in Chicago. It's a longer story than that, but he bought new a 1970 Hemi Cuda. It's vitamin C orange, no vinyl top, standard gauge cluster, and he bought it in 70, and he drove it and raced it up until, we're not exactly sure, but we believe until 73, 74 time frame. And he told me that he broke the camshaft in the engine and didn't have the money to fix it. So he pulled the engine and transmission out, put them aside. He went to the junkyard and got like a 440 and a 727 out of he said a C by like a Newport or something like that. Riveted the shaker to the hood, got it going, and sold the car off. And there's a much longer story to that, which I'll get into in the near future. Like I said, I'll know more in the next few weeks. But the car does exist. I've been able to track it down. And we'll see what happens from there, because it's going to be interesting. Unfortunately, my father lost a good majority of the parts that were with the engine. So all I have right now is the block, the transmission. Now, the block is just a bare block. It has its main caps. But, I don't have I don't have pistons, rods, crankshaft. I don't have carburetors. Even I have the original intake, but it's been modified for racing. He milled out all the carb holes, which isn't a big deal, I don't think, on that engine. But so it's basically a bare block. And I actually have a set of Hemi heads sitting right here. But unfortunately, I got them for $50 and they're junk. That's why I'm using them. Right now, they're wheel chocks. If those were nice, they're about $3,000 worth of engine parts right there. But they are not nice. So I'm looking for heads. I have the rock arms. The rock arms are in there. The original distributor is in there. So I have a bunch of the engine, just not... Right now it's a table. If you look over there, it's holding up all the stuff that's over there. It's holding... The transmission is on it. Yeah. So I hope to have an update on that in the near future. Trust me, as soon as I can talk about that car, I will be shouting it from the rooftops, to say the least. It's only been 20, 30 years I've been looking for that. But yeah, someone has a question.
Have you ever bought a car from an auction?
Have I ever bought a car from auction? No, no. I've been to car auctions. I know people that have bought them. I've never bought anything from like Mecum. I've done some. My dad actually bought some stuff from like municipal auctions, like Crown Vics and such. But I've never bought anything. It's all too shiny for me usually. I mean, I have one nice shiny car, and even this one, you can't tell, but there's a whole bunch of dings on it that I've from just sitting in my garage for 15 years. But you can get some good deals. I mean, seriously, especially if you go to like the Vanderbrink auctions with all these cool car farm auctions coming through. I mean, they always have cool stuff that's coming. I mean, they just had one that had a DeLorean in it, and that's like, great. I love DeLoreans. Can't fit in one, but I love them. All right, have I ever restored a third-gen Camaro? No. My favorite Mopar, we talked on that. Thoughts on Corvairs? Corvairs are cool, especially the early ones. I know a guy in Southwest Michigan that has, I think, 20 of them. And you know how Yenko had a high-performance Corvair, the Yenko Stinger? One step down from that, he had a Monza convertible something that was some really rare Corvair sitting in a converted metal foundry, and he just had a row of them. I think I posted a picture a few years ago on that. But they're cool cars, but unfortunately they're very few people really enjoy them because they're a little bit difficult with their rear engine to work with. But yeah, do I like muscle cars restored or modified? Both. If it's a Hemi Cuda, I say go original. But if, like my friend David Crook, he has a 70 Super B that was a no-nothing. I mean, it's a Super B, cool car, but it's not like a super rare car, so he's modified it to the hilt, and he drives that thing all over the place and goes autocrossing, and his girlfriend comes, and they can cruise, and the air conditioning, I think, works, and, I mean, if it's a nothing special car, go ahead and do whatever you want to it. As long as you're not putting an LS engine in anything, you know, other than a Chevy car, you know, that's my thing. You're fine. You know, Hemis and these, you know, Coyotes and Fords, LSs and Chevys. But I know they're cheap horsepower. I know people are going to yell at me, but it is what it is. I mean, like this one, it's not an original RT. The guy before me started making it into an RT, but I have a full QA1 suspension over there for it with Borgson box. I have Hotchkiss leaf springs and sway bars for this car. The interior, when I show you the video, it's got a full custom gauge cluster in it because when I first got the car, the gauge cluster had melted, and so I didn't have a replacement. So I'm definitely into modified cars, but like, if let's say I was to own a Hemi Cuda, it would go back to stock. Have I ever found a Buick GSX or Stage 1? Yes to both. I just found that 71 Stage 1 just a few weeks ago, or months ago now. That was either the first or second video from Todd's. 10 minutes? Okay. And a 70 GSX, yes, I have found a GSX. My friend in Wisconsin has one that used to sit out behind his barn. Okay, we'll go through these real quick then. Have I found any Boss 302 cars? Yes, both Mustangs and Cougars. Same guy, actually, the same guy with the GSX. He's got a cool 70 Boss 302 Cougar Eliminator that's been sitting in his barn. And I think they're going to restore it here shortly, but it's a orange one. I forget what the color's called. I've also found Boss 302 Mustangs. I found a few of them. There's a guy in Alabama that had 13 Boss 302 engines. So that was pretty cool. He had bought out a Ford, like the guy was a machine shop that was a Ford guy, but he did anything. But he collected Boss 302 blocks and engines and all that. And he just stuck them away, and I guess something happened, and he went belly up, and so this guy bought all of them. So in this there's a peanut barn, because there's peanut shells everywhere. It was really weird. He had a whole bunch of Ford, like he had Mustangs and Torinos and all that. And then in this one room, he had three parts from a '71 Challenger, which it's over there. But I bought all the parts from the '71 Challenger that he had, ironically enough, and he had 13 Boss 302 engines. I have those pictures somewhere. I'll put them up here in the future. Why are Mopars better than Fords or Chevy? Each one has their strong and bad, good and bad parts. I mean, yeah, I bleed Mopar blue, but they all have their good and bad parts. They're awesome in their own ways. You know, someone once told me that, you know, that's why top fuel dressers, they're Hemi engines with Chevrolet transmissions and Ford rear ends. It's the best of everything. They all have their strong and bad points. Opinions on 68 through 69 Skylarks. They're fine. They're especially the 2 doors, 4 doors, yeah. But I once bought a black '69, what was it, GS 400 outside of DeKalb, Illinois. I should have bought that. What's my favorite Ford car and what's my favorite Mercury car? Ford car, I guess you could say like a '69 Mach 1 Mustang. Favorite Mercury, '64 Mercury Comet Cyclone. I know it's weird, but those cars. If I ever was own a Mercury, that'd be the one I'd buy. And my friend Bill has one. I'll get it someday. Why am I not allowed in Canada? We're not going to talk about that. Do I like cats? Don't laugh. Do I like cats? Yes. I love. Did you snort on live stream? Do I like cats? Yes, I love my cat. People were commenting I was posting too much cat stuff, so I scaled back this year. But on my private page on Facebook, plenty of it. Do I know anything about Mopars from Argentina? Do I like them? They're really cool. I wish there was more of them up here in the States because they had a very unique look all to themselves. They're based, I think, mostly on A-buys. They're like dart based. So I think like you can interchange stuff. So that's pretty cool. I've seen one, I think it's like an Argentina Charger RT or something like that. But they're cool. Why are classic Mopar parts so expensive? Because the aftermarket really didn't catch up to them until like the late 90s, 2000s, while Chevy and Ford stuff was prevalent even when they were still in production. So that's why they were always number 3 in the sales. So there's fewer of them to offset the price of the parts that they make. So when a company makes the parts, they're usually super expensive. And whatever parts are remaining out there in the world are super expensive. So we lose all the way around, but at least we're not AMC people. Because AMC people even have it worse than us. Have I found any Aussie muscle cars in barns? Not barns. My friend Jim, who ironically just texted me, he had a Valiant Ute that he drove around for a long time with a Hemi inline 6, 245 Hemi 6s. And he sold it a few years ago, but that wasn't a barn find. No, never found any Aussie cars because here they're so rare that they're in collections and such. Have I ever gone to Stratz in Villa Park? That's a drive-in restaurant. It's very cool. Yes, I've been there many times. Been to Superdog, been to all the dog and suds in the area. Been to any drive-in, 5 minutes, okay. Been to many of them in the past. What's the most modern car that I've found so far? Well, I went to the dealership the other day and I saw a 2023 Wagoneer for like $140,000. But if you mean barn findy, my friend up in, he's in central Wisconsin. I walked into his one barn. In the back corner was a 2009 Dodge Challenger drag pack. Now this was the really early drag pack where they had like trailer wheels on it and no suspension, no engine and all that. And he got one, I forget how. He just stuck it in the back corner of his garage and it's been there ever since. And it's, well, I've had mine since, I mean, it's 13, 12 years old. And I know he's moved it around a bit, but it's still body in white, nothing special. But that's really cool. Oh, someone has a question.
Well, someone's asking you to talk about super rare cars. A few of the cream of the crop muscle cars that were exported back in the day are showing up. Hemis, big block, everything, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff coming out of the woodwork. Absolutely. Like we said with the McCacken, um, there's that. It was known by a few people that Hemi Cuda convertible. That's going to be something to see in person here in the next month. That's going to be at the right up in front and center, or the Hemi Cuda that I helped dig out of the. Or I didn't help dig it out, but I documented it in Arkansas. What's happening is the people who bought these cars new or even secondhand by the 70s and 80s, they're dying off, and so things are becoming are coming out of the woodwork. I mean, collections. My friend Todd. I mean, he's been collecting these Camaros. He has 23 Camaros, and most of them are going to be for sale. So it's just crazy. I mean, there's stuff coming out. There's one car which I can't talk about, which some people will know. The rarest Cuda in the world will be coming out of its hibernation hopefully in the next year. It's supposed to be out by now, but things happen and I can't talk about it. But trust me, it's mind-blowing. Like, I still shake thinking about when I'm able to talk about it, because if people know what I'm talking about, it's going to be crazy. So I'm excited.
Have you ever found any 69 Z28s?
Oh yes, I found many 69 Z28s. Did you see there's a video from like January of this year, a blue one, really pretty, sitting in a converted milk barn in Wisconsin. And then there was it was primer gray sitting in a backyard in Wisconsin. So yeah, I found a lot of 69 Z28s. One of my favorite cars. One of the best handling cars all the way around. How much time we got? 3 minutes? Okay, well then I'll just knock out these last three and touch on the last card I have. Have I hunted barn finds in the Pacific Northwest? No. I have a lot of leads out there, but I've never been out there. Furthest west I've ever been, I mean, I flew into San Diego when I was 21. I drove up to Los Angeles and then drove back. I was going to hopefully, about 10 years ago, go to San Francisco on a round-the-country trip. But my grandmother became deathly ill and I had to go home. So I never got up into that area, unfortunately. And the last question on this sheet, because I couldn't find any others on here, is why don't I post more imports? But we like Japanese barn finds. Just because I don't know about them. You know, I found a few Datsuns and some Toyotas and all that, but I just don't know enough about them, so I don't post about them. I mean, I've posted a few and they don't do very well, so people don't want to see them, so I don't post about them. But if you want to change my mind, let me know. I have a few Toyota Corolla, no, not Corollas. I got a few cars stashed away in the back of my archives. But, oh yeah, so the last two cards. I'll be doing a video here on my 2009 Challenger with 252,000 miles about all the adventures I've been on in that car and what I've seen through the glass of that car. That should be a lot of fun, to say the least, because I've been going through all my archives since I've owned that car, and I've gone everywhere, and it's just absolutely incredible. My friend Sarah and I have traveled many small adventures and gone to so many good restaurants and so many cool places in that car. It's like she said, it's like you're a rock star when you're in that car. It's even crazier now. And then the last one I'll talk about is the 71 Challenger. Working on it, so yeah. So I'll just touch on a few things real quick. Don't forget, next month, November 19th and 20th, is the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals in Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago. It is the finest muscle car collection, or car show in the world, bar none. I will be traveling through the Midwest here in the next few weeks. St. Louis, Detroit, maybe up into Wisconsin, doing a whole bunch more adventures. So if you guys know of anything, let me know. I will try to put you on the map and hit you up. If anyone has any comments or questions, one more minute.
No.
Oh,
There was one
Oh, someone had a question.
comment. No, it's just one good comment. If only time travel back in time was possible, imagine going back to 1969, 1970 with a measly 250K in special order, what we know now as a super rare, collectible, incredibly valuable car.
yeah, that would be,
Pretty cool.
yeah, if I went back to 1969, well, I know where you would be, Woodstock.
That's right.
She would be at Woodstock. I'd be buying up every Hemi Cuda I could find. maybe a Daytona or two and a Superbird, because Superbirds were cheap. But yeah, man. But just think, at the time, they were nothing cars. My one friend said he bought a '69 Roadrunner 3D3 car, 4-speed, for $150 because the guy didn't want it. It's like, blows my mind. Not anymore. All right, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to watch the live stream. I'll try to do one here in the. I'll do one at McCacken. That should be a lot of fun. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for everything.